The following is an opinion show, and nothing said in this show should be taken as fact or be taken literally. They're just goofing around, trying to have fun. You do like to have fun, don't you? Also, this show is not for kids, so listener discretion is advised. Welcome to this week's episode of Geekus Speakus, everyone. My name is Dean.
And I'm Brian.
Welcome, everyone. Brian, this episode's gonna be a little bit late, understandably.
Yeah. So mentioned on the last podcast, a friend of the show, Laura, and my best friend, Al, are getting married this weekend, and I had to buy a suit. So all of my money went into that suit. Basically, I paid rent, and I bought a suit. And that means everything's behind. Our podcasting service payments are going to be behind. My Patreons are behind. My Netflix, my Hulu, my Loot Crate, basically everything I pay for that comes out on like the 1st or like the beginning of the month isn't getting paid until I get paid this weekend. So as soon as I get my paycheck Friday, I'll go ahead and get that settled so that way Dean here can upload it so that you fine folks can listen to it. By the way, suits are really fucking expensive.
Yeah, they are. I'm super cheap, and the amount you have paid would make me cringe at the very thought.
So I paid like $700. That's with a $200 off coupon for down from the original $900. And by the way, for the amount I paid total, there's jackets and stuff there that are worth more than that. Like I was looking at a jacket, and then I saw the price tag, and it was like $600. Suits are expensive.
Yes, they are.
Like I bought like a lower price one. It was a nice one though. It actually got tailored and was kind of like almost custom built. Like it was surprisingly cheap for that. But like some of these like brands like are just like oh man, they are not cheap.
See, this is why I cannot be a business professional, because if you said any more than about $400, like no.
But the good news is, I have a suit that I can wear when I want to be fancy. It's all. Ooh. I do want another suit though, because that was actually. I will say this. Mm-hmm. I went to Men's Warehouse. It was a very actually nice experience. Like I felt taken care of. I felt like the guy explained it to me. I just went in. I'm like, I have this much to spend. I need this by this, and I need this. Guy was super helpful. He was like informative. It was a really good experience all in all. It was way expensive, but it was a good experience. And I kind of want to get like another suit, because I got like a light gray suit. Mm-hmm. And I kind of want to get like a darker suit as well, just so I can have like two suits.
Right. So the question here is it a suit, or is it a suit like the Kingpin used in Daredevil? Is there a metal lacing in that suit? Don't you lie to me.
Sadly, no.
Damn. That would have been awesome.
I do want to eventually get a white linen suit.
A white linen suit? What are you, a southern gentleman?
Well, I do declare.
Let's never do that again. Sorry.
Oh, the vapors.
The vapors.
I got the vapors.
Lord and me, it was a hot summer here in Alabama.
I got the vapors down here. Also, I have like a weird like burn or something on the back of my hand. I have no idea where it came from. I just noticed it.
Ever since I stopped doing manual labor jobs, I've been better. But I used to have like cuts, bruises, and burns from shit.
You just work in a call center where they destroy your soul.
Yeah, internal wounds that never.
I worked at a call center for a couple months. It was like the worst job I've ever had. It was terrible. I hated it. Also, like I broke the NDA whenever I could. I didn't give a shit about like, they're like, you can't talk about what clients you're working for here. And I'm like, the moment I get home from that job, hey, by the way, we're working for Assurance Solutions. Oh, by the way, I'm doing Vizio TVs. Oh, hey, we're doing Verizon Wireless now. But that place fired me for calling in sick 2 days in a row without a doctor's note. So fuck that place.
Yeah, fuck that place. I hate my job now. This place sucks. just wholeheartedly. And I can go on a whole 30-minute rant because the other day I did that, but that's not express my woes on a show here. That's what
let's move on.
Well, normally
Ugh.
we'd have trailer talk, but there's pretty much no trailers. I mean,
there's trailers. There's nothing really like that stands out for us. There was that Mila Kunis movie, but I haven't I haven't watched the trailer now, to be honest.
Right. I mean, we're probably gonna get more in about 2 weeks. Whenever San Diego
shit!
Comic-Con
I forgot to
comes
mention.
out.
You know what I also got with the suit? I got a nice pair of wingtips.
Nice.
Like a good pair of wingtip shoes.
Nice.
Those shoes were $150.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Were they made by children not in sweatshops?
No, I want them to be made of children in sweatshops.
Oh, made up. Okay, it's a very Necronomicon thing to do there. It was like sued for this the leather of children.
Yep. All right. Let's move on to trailer. No.
I mean, trailer prov. Trailer M trailer. It doesn't work. Anyway,
no.
Let's make up a movie.
All right. I'm gonna let you start, and then I'll see what you feed in on this.
Okay. Hear me out here. This is gonna sound weird. Starring Paul Rudd and
Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage, yes. And there's one actor in particular I want to add to this. And this is gonna sound weird, but stay with me here. Marlon Brando.
He's dead.
You know what? It's our movie. We can do what we want.
Oh, we can do what we want now.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
right.
Look what they did to Rogue One with the CG character.
Okay, so CG Marlon Brando.
Yes.
Are we talking Island of Dr. Moriarty?
Dr. Moreau.
Or Dr. Moreau?
Right.
Marlon Brando? Are we talking Apocalypse Now Marlon Brando? Are we talking Godfather Brando?
Superman
I need to know
Brando.
how fat how fat and unintelligible he is.
Let's go with the height of it, just to really add to the comedy. I'm thinking
Does
Superman.
he have the midget with him?
I was thinking Superman Brando. We're
Okay,
talking.
so he's not quite Island of Dr. Moreau bad.
Yeah.
Who-
Do you remember?
Who remember he had a midget, he forced them to write a midget little person, sorry, into the script, into the movie, because he wouldn't act without him, and he had the little person dressed like him.
What the shit?
All right, so Island of Dr. Moreau, Marlon Brando is peak crazy Marlon Brando.
CG Dr. Moreau, Island of Dr. Moreau, Marlon. We gotta put in the CG for copyright reasons.
Oh, right.
CG Island of Dr. Monroe, Marlon Brando. All right, it's gonna be him, current, not Jed Nelson. I just said his name, Paul Rudd, and I can't. You said a third person, and I'm drawing a blank here.
Nick Cage.
Nick Cage. Oh, and while we got to throw in one woman in there because you got to even it out a bit.
Give me a second. I'm trying to think of a good one. Sarah Silverman.
I mean, I was going with Liv Taylor, but I like Sarah more, so yeah, let's go with that. Okay, and this is a sci-fi comedy drama. A sci-fi
dramedy?
Sci-fi dramedy, yes, there we go. Takes place in the distant future of indistinguishable age, so we don't know when.
So is it like 5 minutes in the future? It could it's close enough to today where you're still seeing people dressed like we do?
Yeah.
But it's not like super future where everyone has new clothes and new hairstyles and all this crazy. It's 5 minutes in the future.
Yeah, it's kind of like what's happening 5 minutes from now, somewhere else. And I'm thinking, you know
In
what?
the year 2020 something, 2030 something.
And we gotta put it in a country that gets almost no recognition. I'm thinking Botswana. We get Botswana because New Zealand has gotten plenty of
I was
time.
thinking like
Germany.
Kyrgyzstan or something.
Maybe we should do a little bit of Middle East. Maybe it's like Kazakhstan. We could do Kazakhstan. Or
Yeah.
okay,
Well,
good.
Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan. We can do Morocco and make it a future sequel of Casablanca.
Okay. There we go. That's something. All right. And
Casablanca 2000.
Casablanca 2000. The Blancaist. Casablanca 2000. The Blancaist. And in this story, Marlon Brando has to team up with Nick Cage to get with Paul Rudd's sister, who is Sarah Silverman. I mean,
No. Make Sarah Silverman Nick Cage's sister.
Okay, yeah, all right.
And
So-
Paul Rudd is the one trying to get with her.
Okay, so how does CG Brando, how does CG Brando...
He's the wacky sidekick.
He's the... you can't make Marlon Brando the lucky sidekick. Come on now.
CG Brando always plays a wacky sidekick.
You can't do that.
No. Marlon Brando is her other suitor.
CG Marlon Brando.
CG Marlon Brando is her other suitor, and so he has to compete with CG Marlon Brando, who's also a space Nazi, because this is a sequel to Casablanca.
Right. Oh,
He
wait.
has
And it's got to be a jukebox... I can't say it. Jukebox musical. Yeah, in the style of one particular band. Hear me out here. Depeche Mode. It uses all the Depeche Mode songs.
Personal Jesus. Someone to care. No, and Marlon Brando sings that one.
Oh yeah, you got to get Personal Jesus to Brando. I mean,
So
CG
right
Brando.
now we have Sarah Silverman, who is the the sister of Nicolas Cage,
Right.
who is
Trying to block...
who is friends with Paul. He's the neutral party.
Right.
I think he might make him friends with Paul Rudd.
Right.
She's already kind of betrothed to Marlon Brando.
Right. CG
Who
Marlon Brando.
CG Marlon Brando, and Paul Rudd is trying to win her over while Nicolas Cage tries to halt the wedding with CG Marlon Brando.
Yeah, because he doesn't like CG Marlon Brando and thinks Paul Rudd is the choice. Even though CG Marlon Brando's got that sweet Hawaiian shirt going on. Once again, Island of Dogs in a row.
By the way, it takes place in Casablanca. Is a jukebox musical with Depeche Mode lyrics. Also starring. Gotta throw some black in there.
Samuel L. Jackson's gonna show up for a few scenes as a lawyer. Imagine that. You want to submit a motherfucking affidavit? Is that what I hear? It's perfect.
Oh, what's his name? Not Morgan Freeman. Forrest Whitaker shows up for co-starred Forrest Whitaker.
Idris Elba.
Dame Judi Dench.
Judi Dench. Hear me out here. Idris Elba is Paul Rudd's stepfather.
Yes. And then I want Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen to play Paul Rudd's neighbors.
Paul Rudd. Oh, that sounds awesome. This all takes place in England, I guess. We have a lot of British
Nope,
actors.
it still takes place in Casablanca.
We just have a shit ton of British actors in this. Fucking Ian McKellen, Patrick Stewart, Idris Elba. Fuck.
And you know what? Fuck it. Throw some stuff with Donald Glover in there.
Donald Glover's got to be Brando's best. No, Silverman's best friend.
Yeah,
Silverman's
best friend.
Even though in reality there's a large age difference between the two, but this is Hollywood. They don't really give a shit about age.
Oh yeah, no, they don't.
Yeah. Okay, I like this. It's a jukebox musical using Depeche Mode for its music, with Brando, Alba, Whitaker. Shit, there's a lot of people in this movie. And it's gonna be a sci-fi.
Dame Judi Dench.
Jane Judi Dench, yes.
No, his Paul Rudd's parents. His mom is Dame Judi Dench, and his stepdad is Idris Elba.
Nice.
She married younger. She married a lot younger. But I don't want them to like make a joke about it at all. There's no joke about her like basically marrying a younger man. They play it completely straight.
Yeah, you got to play it completely straight. There's no joke there. Just like whatever.
Who? No, we don't see his dad. His dad doesn't figure into it. His neighbors are
John Lithgow for the dad.
John Lithgow.
John Lithgow. He's basically TV's dad now.
All right. And you know who I want in there? I want to see a John Goodman somewhere. John Goodman is the lawyer partners with Samuel L. Jackson.
Really? Because that's a cool one, but I was thinking maybe if you were to use him as like the new Sam, play me off, Sam. That.
Oh yeah. So we got to throw in the old like oh shit. We got to figure out how to like put the lineup of. I gotta go watch Casablanca. So there was a theater by my work that was playing Casablanca, and I wish I had a car because I would have totally gone in and watched it.
Right.
Because this theater plays like old movies like once a week, and like if I had a car, I could go like watch the movie and then go home.
Right.
Because by the time I get out of like that movie, it's gonna be way too late. So I could have totally seen Casablanca in a theater.
Right. Well, I think we've butchered our own masterpiece.
No, it's perfect.
Hey, movie studios, hit us up.
Yeah.
Okay, we gotta call it Casablanca 2, The Blancaist.
The Blankening.
The Blankening. The Blankening returns. It's,
I guess CG Marlon Brando secretly... No, instead of Nazis, it's guys in MAGA hats.
MAGA hats. There you go. Makes sense. Wow. Okay. Hey Paramount, hit us up. This thing is a summer.
Oh, is that the one? Is that the one I wanna? I need to double check something real quick. Is this the one I want? Okay, so I want Donald Glover, since it's Depeche Mode. He's gonna rap "People Are People."
Okay.
I'm trying to think of like Depeche Mode songs.
Oh. Yeah.
The only one I really know is "Personal Jesus," but I forgot they did "People Are People," so he should do "People Are People."
And damn it! Now we're gonna be doing a full album using some of the actors.
Yeah.
Can we get John Williams for this? I really like his music. Can we get John Williams?
So it's just a score?
Hell yeah!
It's a musical
with the full fucking orchestra is what it is. You're gonna use John Williams. You don't use him for one or two songs. No. That's an insult to John Williams.
No. Here's what we do: we get John Williams and Hans Zimmer. We don't tell them we hired the other guy, and we mix and match.
I'm sure we just made somebody angry.
Don't care.
Oh man. Well, there you go. Hit us up, Paramount.
That was trailer talk.
Trailer talk. Let's move on to news before we get sued by, I don't know, I'm sure Fox is making this as we speak.
All right, yep.
Okay. The first one, I bet you're excited about.
All right, so here's how I want this to go. All right, by the way, they are actually, Sunrise and Legendary are talking about doing a live-action Gundam film.
Nice.
Sunrise, if you don't know, is the guys who do Gundam. Legendary, they did the new Godzilla, the 2014 Godzilla.
Right.
And here's some things I want to happen with this movie. So, for the love of God, please don't cast an Amuro or a Char. I don't want to do just a rehash of the Mobile Suit Gundam story. I want it to be an original story.
Right.
It can be set in the Universal Century, like the Universal Century timeline. But I want it to be its own thing, with its own Gundam, with its own pilot. You can have cameos from the other, famous Gundams, but right. I want it to be its own thing. Either make it its entirely own timeline, or make it like it's just another part of the Universal Century.
Let's be honest, though. They're not... Because they need to appeal to both the fans and people who've never seen it.
Well, that's what I'm getting at, is if you do it where you make Char or Amuro, it's going to piss off the fans. Because the fans, no, you don't... the only time they allowed that to happen was Origin, and that was just literally redoing a 30-year-old cartoon.
Right.
And it was basically implementing all the stuff they got retroactively, all the stuff they got retroactively put in from later stuff.
Right.
Put into the timeline. Oh yeah, this mobile suit's always been there. So in Origin, they put that mobile suit in there.
Right.
And I really think they should do a new story, because they just literally did one that happens they do it all the time. They add this story happened on this side of the war while that was happening over there.
Right.
That's what they should do.
I'm kind of doubting they will do that, though. They really love to just rehash shit that's already existed. They don't...
I'm not too worried about the rehash is because Legendary is working with Sunrise, and judging how they worked with Godzilla, they're willing to do what the way... Because people complained about, the 2014 Godzilla that Legendary did, when it was pretty much just a straight up Japanese Godzilla film. So I have faith in Legendary to listen to the people they're getting the license from.
The problem I came across with that one is just not enough Godzilla. I understand where you're coming from. With in the first two movies, it wasn't always
case
there.
in point, though, is they're willing to go against what the American audiences want.
I just want to point out that the 2014 was literally made for the American audience.
It was, but it still did it like a Japanese one.
I don't know. I didn't really care for it, but moving on to going back to Gundam, I guess is...
Alright, but I really... And I think it would be better if they do an entirely, new ship, a new cast, new Gundams, and it'll be easier for, just get some writers to write a new story, a new original story.
Right.
Because, no one will be able to pull off Char or Amuro correctly. No one.
You're probably right, but I have a feeling that they're going to try it regardless.
I will accept having them as, a cameo kind of deal, but I don't want it around them, because I want this movie to be canon in the timeline. Right. Basically, everything that's been Gundam out so far has fit into the canon timeline.
Right. So you don't want you want it to be more like One Piece, where even the movies are canon. It's just like a side sort of.
Yeah. I want it like that, and I have some hope for it. I'm also come to realize that there's going to be a ton of Americans out there who's going to watch this movie thinking it's going to be giant robots fighting, and not really realizing that Gundam is 90% politics.
Yeah. It's 90% politics, and the fighting is just a part of it. Because it's about, different factions fighting and using giant mechs to do it, but it's a lot of politics in between.
Gundam is secretly about politics. Don't forget that.
Remember, 90s kids, the 90s were not as good as you remember, including many of the shows. I'm not saying
God,
anything wrong about Gundam, but it's
G
not one of the
Gundam
movies.
was G Gundam is actually not as great as people remember it.
That's true. A lot about a lot of shows. A lot of people are like, do you remember this show? I was like, yeah, I remember loving that as a kid. Now as an adult, I wonder why I loved it.
You watch it and you're like, ooh, what was I thinking?
Yeah, like me and Power Rangers. I grew up loving that show. Now I'm an adult. I'm like, why? Why did I love this again? Was it just
But yeah,
superheroes fighting? Is that why?
I think and honestly, like Gundam does this all the time, where it could because the Universal Century is so vast,
Right.
and the war had so many fronts. They can easily insert like another thing. Make this like, oh, this is the new secret Gundam that's twice as powerful as the other Gundam, and we have to get here for this battle and make the movie about that.
And then Spock shows up. Sorry.
All right, shall we move on to the next news?
Yeah.
Basically, it's too early to tell. I'm not holding my breath about it, and I have some very critical stuff that I want to happen and not want to happen.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's move on to the next one. Something nobody wanted.
Yeah, literally. Jared Leto's gonna be Morbius in the new Morbius movie. Nobody really wanted.
Morbius the Living Vampire.
Why did we need this? Also, it's
Oh
all-
shit! I know what this will be. This will be the start of the new Bladeverse.
I mean, I guess I'm pretty sure this is a Fox property, which is gonna suck because Fox has a good way of sucking up movies' talents. Also,
I mean,
they're
Logan was good, and so are the Deadpool movies.
yeah, that's because they took a hands-off approach for those movies. They don't do that often. Do you remember X-Men: Last Stand?
I saw that on opening day
Do you regret
at
it?
the midnight release.
Do you regret it?
I don't regret anything.
Do you want that movie to still exist?
It has its parts.
So terrible. Such a terrible, terrible movie.
I didn't say it was good. You know which one's worse?
Hmm.
X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you that. But pretty much that was like the last bad of the X-Men movie, but I've heard bad things about Apocalypse. I don't know. I kind of stopped watching after the Days of Futures Past. I'm like, I'm good. I don't care anymore.
Apocalypse was okay.
It wasn't... I mean, it had Olivia Munn in it, and she has some, like, geek cred from, like, 10 years ago. But
Yeah.
it's... I don't know. I was just like, I'm done. After Days of Future Past wasn't bad by any means, but I was like, this is the pinnacle of what you're going to do. Apparently I'm wrong, because Logan is better, but at the time that I was thinking, like, this is the pinnacle of what you're going to do. So, yeah, I'm good. I still need to see Logan.
Logan? Wait, you haven't seen Logan?
Money. I don't buy movies
Logan
often.
was like legit a good movie.
I don't want to...
Like, not even like a good superhero movie. It was like a legit good movie.
I don't want to buy a movie, and Netflix is not streaming it, so... And
HBO Now?
I ain't gonna pay for HBO Now. I want to get Hulu before I get HBO Now.
But like Logan was like a legit. Logan's a straight up western,
Right.
and it's like a legit like actual good movie. Like it's one of those things where it's like, it's not just like, oh, that's a good, because there's a difference between, oh, that's a good superhero movie, but it's not a really good movie. No, it's like a legit good movie.
Right. And
How many movies haven't you seen?
you know, up until this show, I didn't make it a priority to watch many movies, except for just general MCU. Like,
Oh, see, I love movies.
well, MCU and Star Wars is what I just kept up on. And then we started this show. I was like, well, now I actually want to keep up more. Just we have, reviews, and I like the show. I generally like most of these movies we talk about. I did see Jurassic World the other day, the new one.
I still need to see that. I still need to see Ant-Man. I still need to see A Quiet Place. There's a bunch of movies I need to see because I don't have time.
Right.
I need more time to see movies, but I love movies. I'm a bit of a cinephile.
I mean, I am, but I'm also I'm a xenophile on a budget who's cheap. So
Oh, see,
yeah,
I also have all the streaming things, and I use my mom's HBO account.
I wouldn't. That's the thing is, I have Netflix, and I've been catching up on the Flexverse, by the way, for Marvel's Flexverse.
Oh yeah, when you get done with that, we should talk about that.
Netverse. I'm gonna call it the Netverse. I think we called it like 2 episodes ago. Anyway, I've been catching up on the Netverse. Just finished Defenders, and I'm good. I might get Hulu just so I can start watching my shows again. Some of the shows they have on like public access, But beyond that, I just don't. I just don't want to buy movies, and I don't want to buy a streaming service for something I might use like 3 or 4 times. So like no HBO, no Verve, no.
Verve is great. Verve is amazing.
I hate the name though. If I'm gonna be honest.
Basically, Verve saved me like a couple bucks a month because having Verve gave me both Crunchyroll and Funimation. So instead of paying for both, I only pay for one thing.
Yeah, I've heard good things about it.
And all the other stuff just happens to be kind of extra.
Right. Like Gary and his Demons, which actually is something...
That one's actually kind of fun. I watched that one.
Yeah, it looked kind of fun from the previews. Kind of...
Right now, on Verve, I'm watching Freakazoid.
Ooh, nice. Last thing I watched was LARPs off of Verve, which was a Geek at Sundry original series. It was kind of funny.
Runs around in the Freakmobile, freaking me, freaking you.
So, yeah.
Harmon Quest is on Verve.
Yeah. A lot of CISO shows moved over there, like My Brother and Me, $1 Billion Mansions, stuff like that.
But it basically, if you're paying for both Funimation and Crunchyroll, I highly recommend just jumping into Verve because it's both.
Right. Well, from my understanding, this is what I was told. I don't know how much is true because the guy tends to not understand situations, but Verve is owned by the same company that owns Crunchyroll.
Correct.
So it doesn't surprise me that that's part of the package deal.
Yep. I think it's like 14 bucks a month for everything.
Right.
And I was paying like 20 for both Funimation and Crunchyroll, so going to Verve like saved me $6 a month.
Maybe I'll get a Verve then, just so I can start finally watching the shows I want to watch. Crunchyroll doesn't always offer what I want. Excuse me.
And the thing I liked about it too is you can search in that, and it'll like bring up all of them. So like if you search like I don't know Dragon Ball Super, it'll bring up Dragon Ball Super in Verve and in Crunchyroll and Funimation, so you don't have to jump between the two apps.
Nice.
Also some of the Rooster Teeth shows, so I've been watching some of those. But let's continue on. Because I'm not sponsored by Verve. Hey, Verve, sponsor me. I'll totally like suck your dick.
I'll just take your money.
Your money dick.
Oh, okay. That's a different form of anatomy altogether.
We need that as a shirt. I'll suck your money dick.
Jesus.
All right. So the next one is some information about Phase 4 of MCU.
Okay.
And characters are in development for Phase 4 of the MCU. So, looks like we have talking with Kevin Feige and why he wasn't in Hall H. He's not going to be in Hall H at Comic-Con this year because he's like, I'm not going to have any like Marvel movies for the next year or so. Right. But they do have plans for Adam Warlock, as we saw at the end of Guardians 2.
Yeah.
Moon Knight is in development.
See, I was wondering if they were going to do Moon Knight. Honestly, I thought Netflix was going to be the one that picks it up because he's kind of a minor Marvel character in some sense.
And Jessica Jones isn't.
Yeah, I know. That's what I said. They get the minor ones for the Marvel universe. So, like, Moon Knight was one of the ones I imagined they would have picked up. Moon Knight was on that list, but apparently they plan to make a movie, so that surprised me a little.
Right? I mean, I'd like to see him part of the, well, I mean, the MCU is part of Netflix, so he might end up being a Netflix series.
Yeah.
And I'd like to see Moon Knight as a Netflix series, because he'd totally fit in with those guys.
Right. Well, he's another street-level hero, like, they're still strong, don't fuck with him, but they generally don't go around, he doesn't generally go around saving the universe, sort of deal.
Speaking of street-level shit, I want to talk to you about something when you get done with Luke Cage Season 2.
We'll get all into that, probably online and on the show, so... Don't worry. I know we both want a Heroes for Hire series now.
Oh yeah.
The next one is, and I'm not familiar with this series at all. It's
The Eternals?
Yeah, like this is new to me. I know about the others. Eternals is
They're
fucking out of there.
Eternals is old, man. Fucking Jack Kirby shit.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Was this like Golden Age, Silver Age?
Silver Age.
Silver. Whoa. Seriously?
Basically, they're like celestials meeting with like basically they're like celestial human hybrids.
So
I'm trying to remember who's
MCU
an important
Star-Lord,
Eternal.
then?
Yeah, Star-Lord. I think they would make this Star-Lord would be technically an Eternal.
Right.
Um.
Because he's the son of Ego.
Yeah, who they made into a celestial.
Rather than just a fucked up living planet. And yeah, so they're bringing in the Eternals. They don't have a specific date. It's just they've talked about bringing him in. By the way,
I just hope they do this better than the because they fucked up the Inhumans, but nobody cares about the Inhumans.
I feel like they could give the Inhumans an actual solid try, but the problem they've ran into a lot regarding the series that they attempted was it was more about technical effects as opposed to story. So
the Inhumans. The problem with the Inhumans at the time is they were basically using the Inhumans to replace the X-Men, and nobody wants the Inhumans doing that.
Well, you know how the X-Men were the racial allegory back in the 60s to represent segregation in America. They're trying to capture that same kind of like ideology with the Inhumans. It's like, no, X-Men has a legacy.
Okay, Thanos is technically an Eternal.
Really?
Yeah, he is. He is. It's any kind of like mortal race and a celestial, basically.
Right.
And so Thanos was one of the ones created by him. So I wonder if they're going to fit that into it.
Possible. And then this next one is, I know we've made jokes about me becoming an actor, but I actually think it'd be kind of cool to play this part as Nova. They're talking about a Nova.
Oh yeah, Nova. Nova would be cool. I you know what I'm thinking? Is the reason why Richard Rider or Sam Alexander are going to be so much more powerful.
Right.
It's probably going to be Richard. Is because the whole Nova Force got like decimated by Thanos. So I'm wondering if the Nova Force was shared among all of them. So now it's just going to one guy. So all that power shared among all of the Nova Corps is now going to one guy.
That could be it, and we'll get one Nova. And I don't know. This sounds pretty cool. It really is. We're gonna get a Nova Corps. They've talked about the Nova Corps many times, but they never actually brought in Nova. They've mentioned Richard Rider before in the movies. Mm-hmm. But who knows? This would be a good one to bring in. He's definitely one of the lesser known heroes if you're not a Marvel fan.
He's one of those ones where if you don't know Marvel Comics, you really don't know about him. But if you do, you're well aware of him.
Yeah. If you're not.
And there's also chances for Captain Marvel to hang out with him.
Yeah. Well, many of super strong. Like, he could join in with the Guardians for a while. He'd still fit in. He's a multi-useful hero. You could put him in pretty much either side.
Totally.
You could put him with the Earth heroes. You could put him with the Galactic heroes, which right now obviously is just the Guardians, and then what looks like it's a build-up.
Well, right now it's just Rocket and Nebula.
Yeah.
Nebula was barely a member.
Yeah.
So he can hang out with Rocket.
Yeah. Hey guys, why is everyone looking sad? Jeez, Tony, you look fucked up. What happened? But yeah, I'm looking forward to a Nova movie. Actually, it'll shine some light to a definitely lesser known hero in the Marvel universe. You know,
right? I want them to do more of the lesser known heroes.
Right. Like I said, they did a lot of street heroes for the MCU, or they'll do it for like Agents of Shield, like Deathclock and stuff like that. But it'd be kind of cool to get, because he's not a minor hero; he's just a lesser known hero. So it'd be kind of cool to have him around.
I want more street level heroes with
Defenders, the Heroes for Hire.
With Defenders and Heroes for Hire.
Or like regional Avengers, because you got like Great Lakes and West Coast,
Right.
So that'd be kind of cool.
But yeah. All right. Shall we move on to the next thingy?
Yep.
Talking about doing a Storm. They might Storm doing a the
Kevin.
I
not
can't talk.
Kevin Feige, but they're saying for the Dark Phoenix series that the director thinks that they should do a Storm origin story, which is accurate. She's got a pretty bitchin' background story.
She was a thief on the African streets under the control of the weird dude. I don't remember his name.
Right.
Shadow Lord or something like that.
Right. So it'd be kind of maybe they'll bring back Halle Berry, or who do they have playing her right now?
I don't know who they have playing her right now, to be honest.
I know she played in the original, trilogy.
Oh, Alexandra Shipp.
Hmm.
Is the new one.
Gotcha.
But Halle Berry is the old one.
I should probably get Alexandra because Hollywood's vain. They're not going to get a 40-year-old woman.
Well, if they're going to do an origin one, they want to go with the younger one.
Yeah. Like whenever we replaced Mystique with, I don't remember the actress's name, but the Jennifer Lawrence in the current one.
Jennifer Lawrence, yeah. And they replaced, she had a weird name.
Yeah.
Like her name, I'm going to look her up real quick. She didn't have like a common name. She had a Rebecca Ramajan Stamos. Was she married to John? Holy shit! She was married to John Stamos during those.
Wow.
She got divorced and she's now married to Jerry O'Connell, but she was married to John Stamos at the time. Rebecca Ramajan.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Rebecca Romaine. I've never... Oh my god, I feel so dumb. I've never seen her name spelled. I'm looking at the pronunciation thing. Yeah, Rebecca Romaine.
Well, let's put it this way. Jake Gyllenhaal, if I ever saw his actual last name, I wouldn't recognize it if it was spelled right. Spell Gyllenhaal without looking it up. It's not easy.
Gyllenhaal. I know it's spelled all weird.
Alright,
I know it starts with a G and has like an extra E in there. It's like a Y. It's like G. It's okay. I ended up spoiling it for myself, but it was like a G with an extra E. There's some A's in there. There's a Y.
I got myself an old world last name. I'm not gonna say it on the show, but it's in like old world, like when Wales was still a thing type old name.
See, I got one of those great Scandinavian last names that it's like literally some dude's name followed by son.
Yeah. Sounds very Scandinavian. That sounds about right. Like Odin's son. But okay, we got off track. Yes, Storm movie. I'm actually in favor of this. That's all I was gonna say.
You know what I'm really in favor for?
Huh.
This next thing.
Yeah, I think we both are in agreement on this one. Go ahead, Brian.
Billy D himself is going to be back for episode 9. The coolest man in space, Lando Calrissian, returns.
And I'm okay with this. This sounds awesome.
More than okay with it.
Yeah. He's
going to show up, and he's going to look at Chewie and go, what the fuck happened?
Yeah. Guys, I've been gone for like 20 years. The fuck happened?
No. He's only been gone for like 15... He's only been gone for like 2 years.
Yeah. I showed up, and then I heard something about some girl named Ray. I had to go off and do my own thing. What the fuck happened in 2 years? Where's
it's like
Han?
Han's dead, Luke's dead, Leia's dead. Why are y'all dead?
Oh man, this is gonna be great.
I just want the entire. You know what? Fuck! I don't want Rey. I don't want Poe. I don't want Finn. I don't want Kylo. No. I want Kylo Ren, and it's just Lando talking smack at Kylo Ren, telling him to knock the fuck off. I'm gonna do what your daddy never dreamt of doing. I'm gonna smack the white off of you.
Oh, excuse me. But yeah, he's returning for Star Wars 9. That's awesome. I don't have anything else to say about that.
Oh my god, the promo picture! Billy D's wearing an ascot. That feels so great.
It sounds like a Billy D thing. It really does.
I traded my capes for ascots.
Well, like they make the joke in Lando, how they go into his bedroom and there's like a shit ton of capes. Oh boy. Alright. Let's go ahead and move to the next part here. Well, basically it's just news about the new Witcher series coming to Netflix. And
Oh, yeah.
I am super looking forward to this. They even looks like a release date. Has only
check it out.
A possible date of 2020 on the finished product. Lucky for us, he's a regular tweeter. That's what this news article states. So yeah, we're gonna get that. They're gonna have. Here's the characters gonna be in it. There's gonna be Geralt, Yennefer, Ciri, Roach. Roach was a horse. I don't imagine Roach would be in it, but whatever. Dandelion, known as the book as Jaskier. Yeah, it's a matter of book translation versus video game translation. Because the original book was written in I don't know the name of the language, but it's a Scandinavian language.
It's Finnish, I want to say.
Then we got Triss, Marigold, Kahir. I'm not actually sure what that one is. Regis, Vilgfort.
Oh, Jaskier. It'll be Jaskier.
Wow, they got a lot of people in here. I'm gonna say these all wrong.
I could say it'll be fun.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Kahir, Regis, Vilgforts, in here, Milva, Leo Bonhart, Borch 3 Jackdaws.
That's gonna
who
be
are
the
they?
character list.
Oh shit!
Should probably be played.
They want Mark Hamill.
I mean, it sounds weird to me, honestly. I like Mark Hamill, but look.
Oh, it's Polish. It's Polish.
Yeah, there we go. I couldn't remember the name of the language at the moment. I knew he was in Scandinavian.
No, that's not Scandinavian. That's that's like Baltic Germany. It's like right next to Germany.
Yeah. Our American does know his geography. What else is new? But yeah, we get some more information about it. I'm still looking forward to this, but we don't have an exact date. They're just like maybe 2020, 2 years from now. You know. I'm really waiting for. I've been waiting too long for this. But yeah, so this will be great. I'm hoping we'll get something soon.
Yeah.
Next, have you ever heard of this series before?
Oh, Ingress?
Yeah.
It's the company. It was the company who made Pokemon Go's first AR game.
Okay. So yeah, Ingress is making an anime series.
So I played a little bit of it when before I moved to Pokemon Go. It plays like Pokemon Go. Basically, Pokemon Go is literally Ingress with a Pokemon skin.
Right.
That'll basically be how you play. And they throw like a weird like hacker like storyline in there kind of deal. So it's kind of weird.
Yeah. I mean, they're gonna make Netflix is making anime series. I get they're really pushing for original products because they're having a hard time, maintaining their products normally. But it seems like a weird thing to aim at. There are plenty of animes they could get, or like shows that never reached the U.S. that they could, produce to either dub or sub. Like they've done that to a few series before. It seems like a weird one to aim for. Maybe there's a whole fandom here I may not be aware of. That is entirely possible.
There's still a ton of people playing it, so I guess there is one. It's just I'm not part of it.
Right. And the next one here.
Showtime Halo show.
I mean, Halo is actually pretty interesting if you read the books.
The books are actually really good.
Yeah.
Like at least the first three were. I haven't read past the first three, but
I've heard many good things about the books. The games don't give the storyline justice half the time, from my understanding.
Well, the games are entirely pointed on the point of view of one character.
Yeah, or two in the case of the second one.
Well, second onward adds the Arbiter, but still it's mainly focused on Spartan John 337.
Yeah. Master Chief, commonly known as.
Yeah.
But it's funny because that's actually a rank, not a name, but whatever.
Because, like, the first two books, like, the first book is a prequel. The second book is, which made me so disappointed at the Reach game, because the first book was the Fall of Reach, basically, and it was super good.
Right.
So I was excited when that game was coming out, and then it was just like, oh, this is disappointing, and nothing like that story I read.
Yeah. Everyone's playing the Who Wants to Commit Suicide the Fastest game. It's a lot of that. A lot of people just...
But, like, there's, like, I want to say, like, the second book takes place during Halo 1, and it's a bunch of, like, side stories of stuff that's happening while you're playing. Like, it rarely goes to actual Master Chief's point of view. It's all the other stuff that's going on.
Right.
Like, how did he get to here? How did that happen kind of deal?
So,
and that show could be fun.
Yeah.
You know what I want the show to be?
What?
I kind of want it to be like an anthology show.
Yeah, kind of
Make each episode like an hour long, and have it jump to different parts of like the Human Covenant War.
Do like some ODST shit. Do the regular Marines. Maybe show John once. Don't overuse
do other
John.
Spartans. Do other Spartans.
Well, yeah, I was saying do John once. Don't overuse Master Chief.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying.
Do the other Spartans and make sure you point out how like superpowered the Spartans are compared to like the normal Marines.
Yeah, because unless you played ODST, and from my understanding, not many people did.
You know what? That's a shame because I loved the Helljumpers.
Yeah, you don't really.
They were like reading about them in the books. I'm like, these guys are the coolest thing whatsoever. So like reading about the Helljumpers in the books, I'm like, oh man, these guys are so cool. Then when I played the game, I'm just like, oh, I didn't even get to do the cool thing.
Right.
But like I'd love to see like have like a scene where like the Marines are like trying their best to fight off like a couple like I don't know, like an elite, just a single elite, and then a Spartan shows up and just wrecks shop. Like have shit like that happen.
Right. Or I don't know, because it doesn't feel like you get the gravitas of the situation when you play the Halo games, because...
Well, it's because you're playing the guy who's been genetically modified to be like 10 feet tall. No, I think he's more like 7 feet tall. 7 feet tall with half-ton power armor.
Yeah, but you really get the perspective of the soldier. It's like an example where you can beat an elite to death in Halo. You do it like an ODST, you're gonna be at that for a while.
Oh, they also never get the sense of how tall elites are.
Yeah,
you never get the full sense of them.
They kind of do a decent job in the first game, and then after that, they're about the same size as John, but they feel like taller.
Well, they say they're crouched, but like when they stretch up, they're like 10 feet tall.
Yeah, they're fucking huge.
They're like the trolls in WoW.
Well, like they said, they're called elites. The name applies.
Yeah. What do we got next? Well, keep going. Finish your thought. We'll go to that next after your thought.
No, we'll move on to the next one.
I want to hear your thought.
No, I was just saying, yeah, they're tall. They tower over. They tower over John, over Master Chief.
Yeah.
You see the second game when Arbiter was taller.
I'm looking up the Singal. Yeah, actually, if you pull up the height, if you pull up like the two, because you can make the elite player character in multiplayer. I always played an elite in multiplayer. People are like, no, don't play the elite in multiplayer. You're easier to shoot. But I thought they were cool, so I always made them.
Right.
And if you stand them next to the Spartan, they're the same height, but the elite's kind of crouching.
Yeah. So
they've got like a good foot on John, on the Spartans.
Moving on to the next one if you want to go ahead and tackle this one.
Okay, what's the next one? Oh yes, James Mangold, director of Logan, basically is telling fans they need to chill the fuck out.
Yeah, what are they upset about now? Is
everything.
Okay, it's
this is everything. Basically, fans are so angry. Basically, fans get angry over every little thing,
right?
And then harass people, which causes, people like to leave like social media and not want to act in these movies. Like, oh, you know how great it would be. Like, oh, you're finally told that you get to act in your favorite like franchise. Like you always loved, I don't know, They're finally making. Give me a random superhero.
Booster Gold.
They're finally making a Booster Gold movie, and you get to star in it. Oh man, your whole life you've been wanting to be Booster Gold. You fucking love Booster Gold, and you're so happy with your role. You put your heart into it. Sure, some of the stuff's not the best, but you had no control over that. But you put your heart into it, and then you get online, and everyone is nitpicking it. Every little minor thing, every little thing that you had no control with. But it's suddenly your fault. You're suddenly worse than Hitler. And it's like, but I wanted to do this. And that's what's happening. And the director here is basically going like, guys, you need to knock the fuck off.
Yeah, well, it's like you said. It's people who put their heart and souls into this. And they're just like, your movie's worse than Hitler. It's like, whoa, hold on. Calm down. That is way too much of an exaggeration. You don't like it, I get it, but there's no need to be so, harsh about it.
Case in point, a lot of people acting response to the new Star Wars movies.
Yeah.
It's like, these movies are the worst movies ever. It's like, how are these worse than the prequels?
How are they worse than prequels? Also, as fans of terrible movies, I can say they're really not that bad.
No, they are not.
We're fans of The Room, and we both enjoy terrible movies.
Oh, yeah. And there's a difference between a bad movie and a terrible movie.
Yeah.
The thing with the terrible movies is they have to take themselves seriously while making it.
Yeah, or
that's the difference between, like, a Sharknado and a Room. Both are bad movies, but The Room is so much better because he was taking it super seriously when he was filming that movie. Sharknado, it was totally like a wink, wink. We're being funny, right?
Not intentionally funny is the ones that will do well. We like The Room because it was not meant to be funny. It was meant to be serious, but because of how bad of a movie it is, we loved it.
Oh yeah, you gotta play. You gotta play it straight.
Yeah. You can't be like, ha, we get it too. Wink. You can't see me.
No, you can't.
I was winking. You can't see that because this is an audio format. But still, I agree with Mangold, Mr. Mangold here, which you can't calm down. If you don't like a movie, it's okay to express it, but you don't have to go on social media blasting it.
Just say, hey, I didn't care for that movie.
I don't
care. That's it.
Yeah, I don't care for Purge. You don't see me going, Purge is the worst movie series ever on social media.
I may throw in that movie sucks and why I think it sucks, but I'll end it there. I'm not going to talk about how bad it is or other people. And the problem with people like, well, I'm just expressing my opinion. Your opinion kind of, it stops when other people are getting, when it starts to hurt other people. And a lot of these people I see with these Star Wars movies and these like superhero movies now, it's not just like, I'm just expressing my opinion. No, you're actually going out attacking people and not even talking about the movie.
Yeah.
Like, if you actually want to critique the movie and go point by point on, like, this is why I find it bad, by all means, that is your thing. But, like, when your reasoning for this movie was bad, like, for hating this movie, without explaining it, and you're just gonna, like, harass the guy who liked it, it's not cool, dude. Oh shit, James Mangold directed my favorite romantic comedy.
What's that?
Kate and Leopold.
I've never heard about this.
It's Hugh Jackman, Meg Ryan. Hugh Jackman's a man from like the 1800s who gets teleported into the future, and he gets with Meg Ryan.
That sounds like a terrible movie.
It's amazing because he's all old-fashioned and proper, and she's all young and modern day. And it has time travel.
By the way, I do find the I do recognize the irony that as an opinion show, we're telling people to calm down with theirs, but we're also not blasting everyone all the time for things we don't like.
Oh, he also did 310 to Yuma remake. That's cool.
Oh, cool.
I didn't realize well, okay, Logan is literally 310 to Yuma.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah. I'll go ahead and bring up the next one. HBO. Go ahead.
He was the one to direct the Boba Fett film. Oh my god! It's if it's still a go, which from what I've been told, it's still a go.
Yeah.
It would totally be a western because he's directed several westerns, and I'm totally okay with Boba Fett being a western.
Do you think they're finally have him take off the helmet? I mean,
Probably.
You can't do a
but
cowboy
like, you know what I
movie
mean?
with a helmet.
Well, you can do a cowboy movie in a helmet. Like it'd be like, but that's like his hat, and it's like that cowboy movie feel to it.
Right.
It's that western feel.
I wonder if they're gonna get the actor who originally played Django to reprise it. Well, not reprise the role, but start the role as Boba because he's a clone, so he would look essentially the same. They could get the same actor.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they could.
The question is, will they?
Maybe.
That'd be interesting.
You want to get to the next one?
Yep.
I mean, Boba would be around the age of
the
actor now.
Yeah, the actor's current age, so it makes sense. The next one, HBO, who is now owned by AT&T. Well, actually, HBO's parent company is owned by AT&T.
Correct.
It's mixing it up at HBO. Like, we need more content.
Basically, from what I've been hearing here, is HBO's like, we need more shows per hour of day. More people need to be watching, and I'm reading this going, that's not how people watch TV anymore.
Yeah. I mean, original series are getting the up nowadays, guys, but still, it's...
I don't watch you know why I watch Netflix all day long? It's because I'm watching an entire series.
Yeah.
And that's what I do with HBO. You know what you could do for HBO to make that better? Drop all of Westworld season 2 at once.
Yeah.
Don't make me wait for the week and week. Throw all of the next season of Game of Thrones all at once. Don't make me wait for the week for week.
Binge. Netflix has hit... There's actually scientists who've talked about this. Netflix has hit a hotbed because you can binge shows. You can do it all at once. Or if you're like me, over several weeks, because I don't binge. But people binge, and it means that those series tend to last longer. They tend to talk about them more. I've had people fanning out about all kinds of these shows they get to binge. So
yeah,
that's what they need to do. I agree. They do Westworld season 2, just release it all at once. I get Game of Thrones is taking a little bit longer because they're really doing quality control.
Oh yeah, but there's some other Netflix shows that I think certain shows you couldn't do that with John Oliver's one, but other ones I would totally binge them.
Yeah,
make it easier for me to binge.
Yeah, especially if they're doing the long running series. Cause I don't remember if they're doing Dark Tower. I can't remember who's doing Dark Tower at the moment. But if they did Dark Tower,
I don't remember.
Then you could just release it all at once. It'd be a lot stronger than releasing it over many weeks.
Yeah, because the problem with a lot of those over weeks ones is by the time I get to the next episode, by the time I've started the last episode or the second to last episode, I'm at the point going wait, or no, I think of a better way to put this. If a character disappears for more than one episode, I get to that episode and going wait, who is this guy again?
Yeah.
I don't remember who this person was.
Well, it's I get really annoyed at mid-season breaks on actual television.
Oh, I hate those destroyed shows for me. It's why I stopped watching Doctor Who. Well, that's because England's weird. Right. But it's why I stopped watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Right.
Sleepy Hollow. Basically, every show I was watching that came on regular TV, I stopped watching because of the mid-season break. Because it would just happen, and then I'd forget about it.
The mid-season break.
Just call it a new season.
Yeah. Call it a new season, or...
Well, the thing that gets me here is sometimes those mid-season breaks are longer than the actual season breaks.
Yeah. I agree with that. I get sometimes when they do the mid-season break, parts of January and the latter half of December, it's we don't want to deal with the New Year's and Christmas, time. But I get that. But after that, because, not many people watching TV around that time. After that, jump back in mid-January. Pick up where you were at. There's no reason for a mid-season break unless you're having, a writer problem.
Well, I think they got the mid-season break in, from the SAG writers thing. The writers demanded it. The Screen Actors Guild or whatever it was.
Right.
Those those things. So that's like in their contract, and I get they have it. But why not make the mid-season break the actual season break, and then the shorter season break, or just make them different seasons? Just for God's sake, just make them different seasons. I don't care if the season isn't 20 episodes long.
Yeah.
You know, just make them shorter seasons.
Well, like you could follow England's example. They'll do like 6 to 12 episodes per season because it's they want to space it out better, and writers need to visit their families. So you could shorten the seasons a bit if you just screw it, just shorten your seasons a bit. We don't need a 24 episode season, for God's sake.
13 episodes works perfectly fine for Netflix.
Yeah.
Hell, if you're watching Voltron, those seasons are like 6 episodes.
Yeah. I've been watching the the Netverse, as I mentioned, and their average season is between 12 to 13 episodes.
Yeah.
And I don't regret my time watching any of their series I've seen so far, except for Iron Fist. Let's go ahead and move on, because we're running a bit late on this episode. So I've never heard of this game, but I'm assuming you have. Octopath?
Oh yeah, Octopath Traveler. People are because it's being done by the guy who wrote Final Fantasy VI or whatever, and it was being touted as a spiritual successor to Final Fantasy VI.
Right.
So people played it, and it's nothing like Final Fantasy VI. It's more like a saga game, which makes me super excited because I love the Saga series. I haven't played a lot of them, but the ones I've played, I've absolutely loved. Like my favorite RPG on the PlayStation was Saga Frontier. Basically, the Saga games is you're playing multiple Basically, you're playing the same storyline through multiple point of views.
Okay.
So when you start, you pick a different character, and you play through their storyline. And the storylines like branch, and they meet up, and they do all this other cool stuff. And so finding that Octopath Traveler does that, I'm just like, I'm super excited for this, and I wish I had a Switch.
Nice. So yeah, this sounds like a good concept. Hopefully, it will do well enough that me consider doing another Saga series. I'm sure you'd be jazzed for that.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and we'll move to the next one.
I am excited for that. But I need to get a Switch because it's only on the Switch.
I still don't feel justified enough to buy a Switch. Most of the games I can play on PC.
I want the Mario.
The Marios?
Yeah. So, from what I understand on this one, a writer from Guild Wars 2 basically called out some fans for her shit, and she got fired for it.
What did she call her out on?
Well, she called them out, she responded to them on Twitter. I'm trying to find the actual message.
Right.
Because it's disappeared. After Twitter spat erupted into a mob of fans going after a narrative designer for Guild Wars 2, studios earned a net. The developer said that it had fired 2 employees, Jessica Price and Peter Fries. On July 3rd, Price, a writer for Guild Wars 2, published his Twitter thread. Okay, there it is. On the challenge of creating a new personality for MMO player character and how ArenaNet's narrative teams approach things internally. She explained that if ArenaNet gave the players too much personality, it might clash with the players' understanding of who their character is. In response, a fan YouTuber going by Doror, spoke up, saying that while he appreciated the insightful thread, he disagreed with their assessment on the situation. He said he felt like the problem could be addressed with more dialogue options that the player choose how to express themselves. Price felt like Denor overstepped his bounds. Today, and being a female game dev, allow me, a person who does not work with you, explain to you how to do your job. Basically, she called him out for, he was basically calling him out for mansplaining.
Oh, okay.
She tweeted adding that she'd been working in narrative for a decade and didn't need the concept of branching dialogue explained to her. And it was Price told the news place in an email, a straw that broke the camel's back. By the time that guy came along, I was so tired of having random people explain. Basically, she was tired of people mansplaining things explaining things to her. Right. Mansplaining. This is exactly what mansplaining is.
Right.
That she's like, no, I'm done. And she basically told him, don't tell me how to do my job. And Guild Wars 2 fans didn't take too kindly, and basically do not take too kindly. In the following days, the MMO subreddit exploded with threads about the incident, with many calling for Price to be punched or fired. Again, for something that she shouldn't be fired for. I hope another company picks her up.
Right.
I hope she's not blacklisted, and I really hope she finds another job really fast, because go her.
Yeah.
Some even threatened to stop spending money on the game until the situation was resolved in a way they found suitable. The issue was also found its way into the Gamergate subreddit, one of the Gamergate subreddits, a community that's gone after Price in the past. All the while, people rained down insults on Price, accusing her of being a SJW screaming child playing the vagina card and other nasties of the like. The mob also went after Peter Fries, a writer who stuck up for Price in a couple of now deleted tweets. Here's an insight that I legitimately hope he reflects on. She never asked for his feedback. Quote, here's a bit of insight that I legitimately hope he reflects on. She never asked for his feedback. Yesterday, ArenaNet fired both Price and Freeze. Recently, two of our employees failed to uphold our standards with communicating with players. ArenaNet President Mike O'Brien said, quote, their attack on the community was unacceptable. As a result, they're no longer with the company. I hope, I'm glad I never played this game. I thought about trying it. I'm glad I never played it, because if this is the way they're treating their employees, fuck them.
Yeah. Yeah.
People celebrated in the subreddit. Other people, however, were surprised by Internet's decision to fire developers instead of standing by them. Quote, here I thought of being indie meant I was on the clock 24/7, but apparently AAA means just that, but being forced to take whatever shit people fling at you, because standards are communicating with our community, and we make games for you, so feel free to give our devs shit, wrote Vlambeer Rami Ismail on Twitter, so another developer.
Right.
Basically, people are like, what the fuck, like, you're gonna stand with these shitholes because they threaten not to play your game? So, yeah, it goes on like that, but basically stands up for herself for being, like, basically harassed and gets fired for it. So I really hope another company picks her up really fast.
Yeah. Okay. So, from there, they've announced that let me move it close to the mic here. They've announced that they've added a new character to the roster for the upcoming Jump Force game.
Yeah, Mr. Bleach himself, Bleachy McBleach guy.
Ichigo. His name is Ichigo.
Yeah, that's what I said. Bleachy McBleach guy.
Yeah.
With his Bleach Kai.
Bleach Kai, is that what we're calling the magic now? Bleach Kai.
Yeah, Bleach Kai.
Bleach Kai.
Still no JoJo characters. I won't be happy until I get like a JoJo and a JoJo villain.
I mean, are they considered? Is JoJo considered shonen?
Yes,
okay.
It is shonen. It was, and still is in Shonen Jump. JoJo is super shonen.
Okay, I was like, was it because they only do shonen heroes as it turns out? So I was like,
yeah, he is. Shonen? JoJo is totally shonen. Like, I want to see Jotaro and Dio.
Yeah, add a few more characters here. They've got time, so who knows? Maybe they'll add some more characters. They will do DLC. So maybe even if they don't appear in the game, they'll get like a DLC for JoJo characters.
Yeah, maybe. But I at least want the starting game to be to have at least 2 JoJo characters. The last Shonen Jump game, the Shonen Battle All Stars, didn't have Dio in it, and it was like, why don't you have Dio?
Right.
Like, Dio is like you have Jonathan and you have Jotaro. Not Jotaro. They had Jonathan and Joseph. Jonathan was cool. I like Jonathan. I like Joseph. Joseph's like one of my favorite JoJos. But why don't you have Dio?
Yeah.
Come on. Dio is like the classic villain, and he's so memeable.
Yeah. Well, the game's not out yet, so I wouldn't hold out. Maybe they will add one.
So this one I couldn't find the actual. This next one I couldn't find the actual link of the shit that's been going on, but I was able to find a. Basically, it's a Reddit thread of various links pointing out what happened here. Basically, what happened is Paradox Studios bought White Wolf.
Right.
White Wolf they decided to put a guy named Zach Sabbath as the head of development for White Wolf. Zach Sabbath is very much one of those like MRA dudes, and basically everything about this new World of Darkness is just super cringy and bad.
And that's pretty hard to do when your series is already kind of cringy.
It's like let's see if I can find some examples that they pointed out of what? Give me 1 second, line. They put a trigger joke in there. I'm bad at this. There's like basically jokes on like just a bunch of stuff that's like targeted at basically it's basically targeted at like quote unquote SJWs.
Right.
Okay. A true joke and a pedo-ish sample PC. Basically, they made like one of the PC like sample PCs a pedophile and just a bunch of other shit in here, and it's just like this isn't good.
Yeah, no. Maybe I should stick to every edition before they got bought out. I mean, I rarely play it regardless, but still, even if I did, I think I'm going to stay away from this one.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with the ones I have the books for.
Yeah. I only have the second edition, so...
yeah.
Let's go ahead and move on to the next one here. Pokemon has another banned episode, and this is kind of dumb to me for many reasons. It's not dumb in the way you probably think it is. It's banned because it looks like Ash is wearing blackface, and it was like, this is the same company that took Brock out of the series because they thought he was being racist. But they did it anyway.
Well, Brock comes and goes.
Yeah, they don't show him anymore, but about originally. The original Indigo.
Also, things like blackface have totally different connotations in Japan than they do here.
Yeah.
Here, the whole black makeup is like something completely different and not like blackface like how we think blackface is.
Right. It's a cultural misunderstanding. It's just weird. It's weird to produce that kind of... In this day and age, when they're trying to build to pretty much every market, it's weird to do that. That's all I'm saying. Like I said, they took out Brock for worried that he might be considered racist, and then they go out and do this shit.
Well, they put Brock in. But no, the big racist one with Pokemon was changing Jinx's color.
Yeah. Well, that was
also Mr. Popo's color.
Mr. Popo, yeah. Yeah, him too. And then the next one. I don't... Why do they keep bringing this guy back?
I don't know. To quote DBZ Abridged, he's so cool, but so stupid.
Yeah. Except for the cool part. Look, they're making a new Dragon Ball Super movie, and they're bringing back Brawly. Why?
He's gonna be canon now.
No.
Because people bitch.
No.
But don't you want Brawly? His power is maximum.
No.
Also, I totally... So that image that they hit Brawly, his power is maximum. I actually remember reading the newspaper that morning because it was in a Fresno Bee newspaper. And on like Thursdays, I want to see behind the comics, they had this part for like kids to send in their art, and it was like, "What's your favorite superhero?" And this kid drew in a picture of Broly and said his power is maximum. And I remember laughing at it. And then I saw it pop up in like the internet like 5 years later. And I'm like, oh, holy shit. It's like, I know where that happened.
No, I don't want Broly is bullshit. I can't say it nicer. Honestly.
Broly is kind of bullshit, to be honest. He's good in DBZ Fighters.
He's dead. Like, if they make him canon, he's dead. He's canonically dead. let him.
Well, no, because none of the movies are canon.
He's going to be canon now, apparently.
Well, this movie is different. This movie is actually a different one, but like all those other movies aren't canon. They're in the same canonity as GT now.
Just none of that. Just stop focusing on Brawley. For fuck's
but his
sake.
Power is maximum.
I don't care if his power is maximum. Legendary Super Saiyan doesn't mean jack shit when your opponents turn into gods. Oh, you're Golden Ape. Great.
Seeing how Kale dealt with Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Goku in the Universal Tournament arc, I think he actually could throw down with them.
I don't know. Can we stop having Brawlian things? Like
all Brawly all the time. It's the All Brawly Network. I'm taking over our podcast and making it the All Brawly podcast.
Alright, I'm out. I'm good. I'm out of this show. Fuck Brawly.
Well, now that Dean is gone, welcome to the All Brawly podcast. I'm Brawly, you're Brawly, and for the next 3 hours, all we are is Brawly. Stay tuned.
Sounds like the new religion you're going to start. The Church of Brawly. No. The Church of Brawlyology. Excuse me, the Church of Brawlyology.
Truth is, I think Brawly is a very weak character.
Let me ask you, before I proceed, have you checked your power level? Ooh, you might be the chosen one.
He's a very weak character, and that movie made no sense. And as I said, quoting DBZ Abridged, he's a child.
Yeah, with like the dumbest fucking vengeance story ever. I mean, he cried a really long time, like 20 minutes. That's the reason why he hates Goku. That is the weakest fucking motivation on the planet.
Oh my god, he's a fucking child.
Yeah.
Like, he's dumb. He's really dumb, but at the same time, he's super cool looking.
Just fucking no. I'm good. Let's not. Fuck Brawly. That's my official canon stance in the Geekus Speakus canon. Fuck Brawly. That's it. I'm good. I'm out.
Alright.
Sorry, I have many strong opinions about that overrated character. Anyway, we should probably wrap up. So, just like always, you can find us on our social media accounts. Find us at Geekus Speakus. Brian, where can they find you on the Twitter?
They can find me on at Arkzist, ARKZIST. I think my username right now is Bees the Sea.
And, this episode is going to come up a bit late, like we mentioned, but I hope you guys enjoy. We will be doing our next episode will be our San Diego Comic-Con episode, which we'll be recording around the last day of San Diego Comic-Con. So we'll get most of the news. Anything we don't get, we'll probably go into the following episode. But, hey, I can't wait to see you guys again next week. Do you have anything you want to...
take care, everybody. Enjoy yourselves. I hope you had a good holiday week.
Good 4th of July to our American audience.
Go ahead and we had somebody message us on the YouTube or whatever, correcting us on some. Do you remember what I know who that was, but do you remember what he had responded with?
Oh yeah,
I want to answer some of that stuff real quick.
We got the wrong DMC character because it's Nero, not Dante at the moment.
I thought it was Dante because I thought they were all Dante.
Yeah, and we admit we're not the biggest DMC fans, so it was easy for us to get that wrong.
I had the ACE, it's just CE. That's my bad.
We're human.
I got AD and CE mixed up.
Right. And then we got like one other.
Oh, Mr. Negative, not Negative Man.
Yeah, and that one is a little more understandable because there actually is a Negative Man and a Mr. Negative.
There is, and I realized my mistake when this was pointed out.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks, Lord Sathian. Good on you, buddy, for finding these flaws. No, seriously, like, if you find something that you want to nitpick at us, send it to us. I'm usually pretty active on Twitter these days, I've come to realize, so...
I try.
You tend to post. See, you tend to post more like articles and stuff up that interest you. You talk with more of the podcasting crowd. Mine is just random thoughts, and then I'll respond to people.
Yeah. But if you want to hit us up, we're always up for a good, polite conversation. You hit us up on Twitter, Facebook. You could email us at geespeakus@gmail.com. Comment on our YouTube. We're open to engagement. This is not a one-way conversation. Feel free to interact with us.
Yeah.
But I think that's it for this episode. Unless there's anything else you want to throw out there?
No, I think I'm good. No, seriously though, go ahead and take care of yourselves. Make sure you eat, sleep, do all that stuff to keep yourself healthy. And remember, somebody out there loves you.
Also, it's summer. Drink plenty of water. Unless you're on Australia,
yeah, definitely.
you're fine.
No, even Australia, they should drink more water.
I mean, it's winter there, but yeah, okay. I guess my last bit here is that, just like this week and previous weeks, my name is Dean.
And I'm Brian.
Have a good night, everyone.
Peace out, y'all.
Thank you, everyone, for listening to this week's episode. If you like our show, you can stay up to date on our social media accounts. You can find us at facebook.com/Geekus Speakus or on Twitter @Geekus Speakus. We're also on Tumblr. You can now find us on pretty much every platform. So, like Google Play, TuneIn, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Feel free to subscribe, review, rate us. We'd really appreciate it. I would like to thank the band The Spinwires for their song Girls Like You. You can find their newest album on Bandcamp. I'd also like to thank Tom for his awesome art design for our logo. The last bit here is that if you want to email us, feel free to do so at geespeakus@gmail.com. We'd really love to hear from you guys. Anyway, I would like to thank everyone for listening and have a good night.